That's a big fish there. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Get ready to revive the outdoors with Cody and Cody. On the water, in the woods. Pursuits made possible by Trijicon, Brilliant Aiming Solutions, Brunton, Equipment for Outdoor Adventures, Lacrosse, established 1897, built to last, Commando Hunting Products, Command the Wild, Gerber, fend for yourself.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. It's going to be an exciting one. I'm going to go out fishing on Reelfoot Lake in Tennessee with somebody that I look up to, not only because he's taller than me, but because him and his partner are two of the best crappie fishermen in the nation. They fish the Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters tournament trails, and we're going to go out and catch some fish today. Meanwhile, sharing some tips and techniques and bringing you the 2007 Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters National Championship. It's going to be a fun one, ain't it?
Buddy, I can't wait.
All right.
I cannot wait.
Well, we definitely appreciated going out on the 2007 trail and seeing you and Steve catch a lot of fish, a lot of good slabs. We're coming off the win from y'all for the Mississippi State Championship.
Yep.
And this is your home lake.
Home lake, so man, it's tough now.
It can be.
It's been a great tournament. We got that past us and caught more fish than I've caught all year, I think, in one single day.
Wow.
But just didn't get a big bite myself. But at any rate, it's already 7 o'clock. I'm already a nervous wreck. I can't believe we ain't already out there.
This man's hooked, no pun intended, but let's jump in the boat. We got to go through some obstacles, but it's going to be a fun ride.
Let's do it. I promise it's going to be fun.
All right, let's roll. Well, as me and Ronnie head out, let's meet up with Brian, Dave, and Vanessa and see what they had to do at the 2007 Bass Pro Crappie Masters Tournament.
Welcome, folks. My name is Brian Wessler. I'm the president of Bass Pro Shop's Crappie Masters Team Tournament Trail, and we are here on beautiful Reelfoot Lake in Tiptonville, Tennessee for the Bass Pro Shop's 2007 Crappie Masters National Championship. At this event, we have 2 days of competition. We have over 400 anglers that will be competing for over $170,000 in cash and prizes for this event. This is a beautiful setting here. As you can see around us, behind us, with the cypress trees, you might think you're a little farther south, but this is a very unique body of water. And I've got Dave Haggard here from Tennessee State Parks, and Dave's going to talk to you a little bit how this body of water was formed.
Well, this is one of the most unique lakes on the tour, without a question, because of the history found here, as well as all the things found here today. Of course, a lot of people know that Reelfoot is a natural lake formed primarily by the earthquakes of 1811, 1812, and by flood action of the Mississippi River. So part of it's old river channels.
That's very interesting, and it's a fairly large body of water. So I mean, if you're able to come up here, it's very beautiful. To talk a little bit more about the area and all of the different amenities that are here is Vanessa Henson, and she is the tourism director for Reelfoot. And Vanessa, share with the folks a little bit about some of the things and the events that go on here and some of the things that you all have the people that can go see.
We do have other events on Reelfoot Lake. This is one of them, the Bass Pro Crappie Masters. This is the classic, but we do normally have the crappie tournament in March.
Yes.
And we have that annually. And then this is the first time ever that we've had the classic, and we're really glad that we've got over 200 anglers here on Reelfoot Lake. We have other events that we do on Reelfoot Lake, such as as David Haggard mentioned about the eagles coming in on Reelfoot Lake. We can give a website and phone number for additional information.
As David mentioned, the lake is down right now. Our fishermen are finding the conditions tougher than usual. This lake does have a massive amount of underwater structure, stumps, and things like that. It makes it very, very difficult for these fishermen to navigate around this lake. But These guys have fished really hard this year to qualify to come to this national championship. They're true professional fishermen, anglers. They're going to do their best. I think come Saturday, we're going to crown a new national champion for 2007. And these guys are going to figure out how to catch these fish on this lake. They always figure it out. They'll overcome these obstacles. Mother Nature has been kind of tough on these folks in this area this year. It's been very dry here. They're needing some rain very bad. But we're going to overcome, and we're going to have a great event here. And we want to thank Vanessa, and we want to thank David and the state of Tennessee and the tourism here at Tiptonville for just being super, super hosts for us.
There he is.
It's on. Oh.
Up there, by the edge. I'm on him. Wait till he turns. When you're ready. Great shot! Man.
Brilliant aiming solutions. Trichicon.
I won't apologize for being a man. Or let you work harder than me. I will protect those in need and be the guy others depend on. I will fend for myself.
Got it at the hook. There's one there, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, just ease,
All right,
ease her right down there.
I got the old touch now.
There you go, Coach.
It's on. There we go.
All right.
Oh, come on
That's
down
a,
a little bit.
that's a young'un, isn't it?
If I can get him in here. Can be kind of a challenge working with these longer rods.
Yeah, they
Swing him
are.
around here.
They are a little longer now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get him off the hook. Let's meet up with Mr. Warren Douglas. He took us out on the first leg of the national championship. Had a good time, told us a lot about the lake, a little bit about the history. Got on some pretty good fish, but it was a little hard that first day. It was pretty windy. But let's meet up with him. Check out the first leg of 2007 Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters National Champion. Well, here's the side that looks like we should be back home a little bit. Maybe not the lily pads, but the single pole jigging. You know, that's a technique on all the crappie master tournaments we've been to. You don't really see that much of. A lot of times you see long lining or spider rigging. And that's why to have a good arsenal, if you will, on techniques can help you out in these tournaments. They fish a variety of different lakes, you know, ranging from Florida to all the way up here to Tennessee now. And you gotta have some of them strategies in your back pocket. But it's kind of cool to see that. Definitely this lake has some beautiful scenery. Kind of got out back away from the wind. This used to be the old Mississippi River channel thousands of years ago probably, but hopefully these guys can pull out some fish today. They're kind of back here away from the main group of boats, which could be a good thing, maybe it could be a bad thing, I don't know, but I'm gonna be an optimist and say they'll pull out some nice slabs back here. This is the kind of territory that I'd like to fish, but let's travel around, see if we can't get with some more boats and Got to bring you the champions of the 2007 Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters Tournament. What made you decide to start fishing crappie tournament?
You know what, Cody, when I was just a young'un, I think it's everybody's dream to be a bass fisherman, you know, just because there's so many heroes in the sport.
Yeah.
But I started bass fishing and done a lot of my early days right here, and got to travel over to the oxbows on the Mississippi River with my grandfather all the time.
Yeah.
My late grandfather, he was a commercial fisherman and loved to take me fishing every day and hunting too. And I tell you what, he taught me about everything I know. But we'd fish oxbows on the Mississippi, and I'd bass fish here. And you got to fish, jerk your pole, jerk it now.
Look at me.
That's right. Get him on up out of there. There you go.
You're kind of hanging around.
Good job.
Out there. Swing him into
Good
you.
job.
Thank
That's
you,
a nice fish, man.
Not bad. Well,
That is a nice fish.
Yeah.
And you get him?
Get him without him getting me.
There you go.
Definitely
That's a Reelfoot crappie.
not a bad crappie.
Good deal.
While we're out here, we're gonna throw on some more bait and let y'all get back into the fishing on the Bass Pro Crappie Masters Championship. See how them anglers are faring out there on this adverse conditions.
We're having our national championship here, and of course what we were talking about, these guys are vertical jigging, as you can see, and they're just moving up the stump, and when it's a technique like this, they're probably using an 1/8 ounce jig with tipped probably a slider, a Roadrunner lure, and it's tipped with a minnow, and what they're doing is they're dropping right down into these cypress trees and going right down in almost to the bottom in 6-7 foot of water, and most of the guys are telling me they're catching their bigger fish with a slow presentation. And that's one tip that you can get to go out and increase your catch. Vertical jig stumps, tight to cover, use a jig, 1/8 ounce in the wind, tipped with a minnow, and you're sure to catch some big slab crappie.
Well, it looks like we've got a tracker boat behind us, and it actually looks a lot like the one that one team's going to be able to take home with them this weekend, giving away 2 nitro boats to the top finishing team, and then another one to second place, and then they're also giving one to Anglers of the Year. But definitely a nice look. As you can see, we've got a bunch of boats out here on the water, over 220 boats out here, so that's 440 plus anglers that are out here in this tournament, and yet somebody's going to be able to take home those 2 boats. Like I mentioned earlier, there's never been a repeat national champion. It's going to be a good day, but first of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Warren Douglas. He's a park ranger here around Reelfoot for taking us out this morning and showing us around. Definitely been on a lot of bodies of water, and this one has a lot of obstacles to get around. Definitely want to say thank you to him, and then also all the communities around Reelfoot for getting involved with Crappie Masters, sponsoring these tournaments. That way we can have 220 boats out here on the water that people are going to be able to take cash and prizes home, nice cash and prizes. And hey, that's always good. Be able to go out fishing and get to take something home is icing on the cake. But we're going to tool around. I think hopefully the fishing will pick up. It's kind of a little bit slower, but Warren said around 9:30 it should pick up, and maybe that morning bite will be on and get some good slabs in the boat. Stick around, you're not going to miss it.
If your greatest adventure is the great outdoors, we'll see you at the Sportsman's Warehouse. Whether you're a hunter, fisherman, or simply can't resist the wild's call, the Sportsman's Warehouse is where you'll discover everything you're going to need to make your next adventure great. And with the city's most knowledgeable staff of outdoor experts, there's always help and advice you can really use. The Sportsman's Warehouse, getting your great adventure off to a great start.
Do any amount of hunting and you'll appreciate the next generation of Alpha boots by Lacrosse. These new Alpha Lights not only keep your feet warm and dry like the original Alphas, they're even lighter and more comfortable. Lacrosse hasn't left out the snug ankle fit or aggressive outsole either. They've just taken out some of the weight, making the trip from the tree stand to the truck all the easier. We all know that other boots cost a few bucks less, but your feet pretty much end up paying for it. And that's why I've kept a pair of Lacrosse boots in my truck for over 20 years.
You got him, Jerky.
I was like watching him like,
That's a little bit.
I don't know if that's him though.
I don't think so, man. He tagged mine.
Yeah, because he popped mine too.
There's a lot more precision. There's a lot more precision work in there's a lot more precision work in crappie fishing because of the water depth. Usually, we're dealing with a lot deeper water than this here. Little old spunky fish, man. They're healthy out here. I think you got him.
I did. I'm like looking around. There we go.
I like to. That's the one that must have.
That's him. That's him.
Get him.
There we go.
Good fish.
As we bring him in, get into the moment that y'all been waiting for, the weigh-in on the first day of the national championship. And see who's sitting up top. It's been a hard day of fishing for them. Real windy. They got some good slabs in. Well, we've made the weigh-in for the first day. Joining me is Mr. Andy Benson with Tracker Marine. Definitely want to say thank you. We get to go around in the Tracker boats and film the tournaments out of. Definitely want to say thank you for being a part of Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters. The involvement has been a great thing, especially for the championship. Giving away 2 Tracker boats at the end tomorrow after the weigh-in for the second place team and the angler team of the year, I believe. But what does Tracker see with their relationship with Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters in the future?
Well, as we move forward with boat sales, it's important for us to address as wide a demographic as possible. And when you look at what Crappie Masters has done and brought in the event style, family atmosphere, it's just really important for us to support that type of event.
Right.
And, it's great to see this crowd out here. They've got a ton of different formats, and it's just really good for us to be a part of that.
Well, definitely. Well, once again, thanks for being out here. We're going to get back into the weigh-in and see who isn't sitting in the top 3 before the end of the day. Well, folks, here's your first and second team leading the first leg. We're going to let them get in and get a good night's sleep. They definitely had the right tools to pull out some big slabs today out here on Reelfoot. But like I said, we're going to let them go in, get a nice meal, get some good sleep, head out on the water tomorrow, and see what happens out on the 2007 Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters National Championship out on Reelfoot Lake. Well, we approach the first place team, the Adcocks. Right now they're fishing single rod jigging over these scatter stumps. They got a lot of places they can pick up some nice fish.
There's a fish on right now.
You got a fish on?
A little one.
Looks like they're pulling in. That's a small one, but hey, when you get 7 fish in the boat and then you can call out, that's when you're starting to do good. But hopefully they'll get some crappie that are in there, about some 2-pounders. They are in this lake. Conditions have been a little tough, but today it's supposed to be nicer on the water. Wind's supposed to have died down a little bit.
There you got one.
There we go.
There's a better fish. Things are picking up already, ain't they?
Yeah, I think so. Out here on Reelfoot, it's definitely been challenging now. Bluebird skies. We're going to hang around them, see if we can't catch them pulling in some nice fish, and then we're going to meet up with the other teams that are leading the pack, as well as some of the other guys that we know that can make a difference in this tournament, and find out who the 2007 Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters National Champion is. There we go. That's the type of fish we're looking
What a
for
hog.
here.
What a hog. This is what they need. Yeah. Uh-oh. We got one coming in. Okay.
Right now, the team currently sitting in third, Mr. Pierce, Mr. Blakely, and they're fishing a technique that we usually don't see too often while we're out here. They're slip cork fishing. What's the benefit to that compared to maybe vertical fishing or spider rigging?
Well, I can tell you that real quick because I fished the Classic in Hamilton Lake, Arkansas, and I had to use a slip cork and stay back away from the stump or the structure I was fishing so I didn't spook the fish. So basically what they're doing, two things. They're fishing at the stump and staying away from it to keep them spooking the fish. And then if this is like 8 or 9 foot of water right here, these fish might be biting at 6 foot deep.
Right.
So they can set that at 6 foot. When they pitch that cork in there and they let it set and fall, it'll drop right down to the strike zone every time. And then what they're doing is, if you notice, they're flipping it, setting it in there, and they're jigging it back and stopping it. And they're jigging it back and stopping it. And that's what you call a fish to tease him to reaction bite.
Yeah.
There's a fish.
Fish on.
Fish on.
Well, we got the team that's in second place, Sandage and Chapel, and they're actually fishing another different technique than we've seen from the teams that's in first and second, and they're spider rigging. Now, what benefit would this have as opposed to the other ways that we've seen people fishing this morning?
Well, number one, when you spider rig, you got more poles out. Number two, you cover more ground and you can cover it quicker. So basically, but if you notice, they are spider rigging, but one of them's got one of them poles in his hand all the time. So what they're doing is they're actually spider rigging to a stump, and if there's a stump off to the left or right, he's actually dropping that minnow down like he's vertical jigging a double hook minnow rig.
Yeah.
But we've seen 3 techniques, which is the most popular here on Reelfoot: spider rigging, cork, slip bobber, cork fishing. And all of them are using 2 hooks, might say, even the first place team that was vertical jigging.
Right.
So it's vertical jigging, slip cork, and spider rigging. But guess what? All 3 different techniques, all 3 different places, first, second, and third. So that means that, you need to be versatile, but you also need to be comfortable with what you're doing. If you're comfortable with what you're doing and you're getting the bite, then your confidence level raises up 100%.
Do any amount of hunting and you'll appreciate the next generation of Alpha boots by Lacrosse. These new Alpha lights not only keep your feet warm and dry like the original Alphas, they're even lighter and more comfortable. Lacrosse hasn't left out the snug ankle fit or aggressive outsole either. They've just taken out some of the weight, making the trip from the tree stand to the truck all the easier. We all know that other boots cost a few bucks less, but your feet pretty much end up paying for it. And that's why I've kept a pair of Lacrosse boots in my truck for over 20 years.
Up there, by the edge. I'm on him. Wait till he turns. When you're ready. Great shot.
Brilliant aiming solutions. Trichicon.
If your greatest adventure is the great outdoors, we'll see you at the Sportsman's Warehouse. Whether you're a hunter, fisherman, or simply can't resist the wild's call, the Sportsman's Warehouse is where you'll discover everything you're going to need to make your next adventure great. And with the city's most knowledgeable staff of outdoor experts, there's always help and advice you can really use. The Sportsman's Warehouse, getting your great adventure off to a great start.
We're going to bring you the new 2007 Bass Pro Shop Crappie Masters National Champions.
All right, they are with B&M Pole. This is the B&M pole team, and that's John Woods, Tracy McIntosh. 9.08 yesterday, 9.27.
Leader, 18.35.
We got a new leader.
Right, here we go.
Yeah, let's hear it. New leader.
Fish.
All right, way to go.
For third place, John Woods and Tracy McIntosh from Tennessee, $5,000. 2005 national champion. 2005 national champion. Way to go, guys.
Mr. Roy Logan and Wade Hendron. And let's hear it for him. Wade in 9.46. What did he need, Bobby?
8.91.
What are we doing? 10, 12. 10.12. 19.58. We have a new leader.
Roy Logan and Wade Hendricks. Let's give them a big round of applause. Come on, let's give it up.
We're going to give you a certificate from Mercury for a 115 Optimax motor, and then we're going to give you another certificate for a 2008 Tractor Pro Team 190 trailer. Retail value of $19,500.
Alan Chappell and Jason Sandage. Let's hear it. 10.13. 973. 9.73. We are the new leader.
And on the behalf of Mercury Motors, I will give you this receipt, two of them. 225 horsepower Optimax motors, one each. And here comes the big one. A 2008 Nitro 898 SC. Two of them. Now you can upgrade that if you want to. Worth $75,000.
Let's pay them off, guys. Stand right up there big and tall and put them trophies over your head, guys.
Well, Cody, there it is. We're going to pay over $170,000 out today in cash and prizes. We're here on Cody and Cody and Revive the Outdoors. Thank you all very much for sponsoring us. Congratulations to you guys for being the 2007 national champions.
Thank you.
And hey, we got a couple young guys in here.
That's right. Not too bad for two men from Missouri. But I hope you enjoyed the 2007 Bass Pro Shops Crappie Masters National Championship. Definitely go to crappiemasters.net and get signed up for 2008 season. Hey, maybe you'll be on TV. Maybe you can take home 2 Nitro boats next year. Stick around. Hope y'all enjoy the show. And remember, stay outdoors.
Did you see how long it took us to get a bite off that stumpo? I mean, we've been
They're
there
hanging
plenty
there.
of times.
They're a little finicky out here, and that's what made the championship a little difficult. But Ronnie, I'd like to thank you for taking me out today, and I hope y'all enjoyed the show. The championship was just, you know, in my opinion, just brought together the whole 2007 season. Great season. You and Steve got Fisherman of the Year, Anglers of the Year. Got to take home a tracker boat, which is always a good thing. And you know, we're looking forward. I hate to see the 2007 season come to close, but looking forward to 2008. Looking forward to Florida. That's where it kicks off.
Florida.
We're going to be there. Looking forward to that one rod and artificial bait tournament. Got a fish on.
Ooh, that's
gonna bring in the day. But more information about our show and about Crappie Masters, go to crappiemasters.net. Until next time, remember, stay outdoors.
We'd like to thank you, the sportsman, for joining us on Revive the Outdoors with Cody and Cody. We'd like for you to share your outdoor adventures. Visit us at codyandcody.tv.
Yeah. What do you think about that there? This is definitely a good fish, but it's kind of a teaser.